Oh, Shalom, all praises due to Yahweh, Yahweh Ga'al, Yahweh Yasha, the Redeemer and Savior of Israel. I want to make this video in regards to Genesis 25 and 25, because at one point, being the fact that I've been in this knowledge on this way of life for approximately 12 years, I was always taught that white people were Edomites that the Torah and Tanakh speaks about. And you already know that the majority of these camps out there, 99.9% of them, they're all teaching that the so-called white man is Edom or Esau according to the scriptures. Well, this is going to be volume 1. And the rest of the other volumes, I'm going to touch over Genesis 27 chapter, Obadiah. I'm going to go over the Dukes of Edom. I'm going to go over the Macedonians and many other precepts that these camps, and even at some point that I used to use back in the days to try to justify this lie. So I'm going to start off with Genesis 25 and 25, and it says, "And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau." So right here is one of the verses that all these camps, and including at one point myself, are utilizing to try to justify this falsehood. Well, we're going to look up the meaning of the word red to see if it represents somebody who was born, quote unquote, so-called white. So we in the Blue Letter Bible right now. Okay, and we're going to look it up right now. Just bear with me for a minute. Let's see if the word red means white in our language. Let's see. All right. All right. So the word red means ruddy of Esau as an infant. And the Strong's definition, let me show y'all right now. So the Strong's definition, the word there is abmane in our language. And it comes from H119, reddish of the hair of the complexion, meaning his hair was reddish, but the color of his skin was what? It was ruddy. You see that? So I'm going to go ahead and look at the root word of abmane. We're going to go a little bit more deeper. All right. It says to be red, called ruddy, or Nazarite, to be rubbed red, dye red, redden, to cause to show red, to glare, redness, redden, to grow red, to look red. I mean, that's the word that's written in the English translation. But you notice on how the word ruddy is also in there. And when you look at the Strong's Concordance definition, the root word of it is Adam. It says to show blood in the face, to flush or turn rosy, to be dyed, made red or ruddy. That's the same word that's describing Adam. So we just read in Genesis 25 and 25 that when it first came out red all over like an airy garment, and dealing with my skin complexion, that's dealing with ruddiness. When you go back and check out what the color of ruddiness pretty much entails to, you can clearly see that it's a brownish type complexion. It has nothing to do with quote unquote so-called white people. Matter of fact, I'm going to go to Genesis chapter 4 verse 1. Let's see. Genesis 4 in regards of Adam. And we're going to look up the meaning of the word Adam. Let's see if you bear with me for 1 minute. All right. Strong's 120. It says a man, mankind, human being, mankind, Adam, first man, city in Jordan Valley. My meaning like to be focusing on the Strong's definitions. And look what it says over here. Adam, from 119. And we just read Strong's number 119. And what does it say? Ruddy, a human being, individual of the species of mankind. Another hypocrite, common sword, low man, meaning of low degree, person. But many want to be focusing over here. Ruddy. So Esau was born ruddy, and Adam was also ruddy. So if y'all, matter of fact, I'm gonna just save that analogy in a couple minutes. I'm gonna go to the book of 1 Samuel 16 and 12 right now, and I'm gonna show you another pattern. Let's see, 1 Samuel 16. Now keep that in mind, that Esau was described as being ruddy. Adam was also described as being ruddy. And you know who else was also being described as being ruddy? Let's see, 1 Samuel 16 and 12. King David was. All right. And it says, and he sent and brought him. Now he was ruddy. He's talking about King David. Now he was ruddy, and withal of a beautiful countenance, and goodly to look to. And Yahweh said, arise, anoint him, for he is he. We're going to look up the word ruddy that describes King David and see if it says white, translucent, or pale skin. Man. Let's see. Abmaneh, the exact same word for Genesis 25 and 25. We're going to look up the meaning of it again. You got the word ruddy, just like we read a couple minutes ago, and over there, Abmaneh, reddish, or the hair of the complexion, and ruddy, which comes from H119. Ruddy. Ruddy. See that? So hold on. Let's see. Let me go to 1 Samuel. I think it's the 17th chapter. 1 Samuel 17. No, not 1 Samuel 17, Salakia. I mean, Song of Solomon. I'm going to show you that King Solomon was also described as being what? Ruddy. So, Song of Solomon, chapter 5. And I'm going to show you the pattern over here. Song of Solomon, chapter 5. Verse 10, it says, my beloved is white and ruddy, the chiefest amongst 10,000s. Now we're gonna look up the word. Well, we're gonna look up the word white. It's not talking about Solomon's skin complexion over here in reference to the whiteness. When you look it up in our language, it just means dazzling, glowing, clear, bright. It says sunny, bright, figuratively evident, clear, plainly. That's what they utilize for the word white in Song of Solomon 5 and 10. So you're not talking about the color of his skin, man. If you look at the root word of it, it means the exact same thing, man. To glare, to glow, to be dazzling, whiter. This is dealing with glowing and dazzling to glare. That was like a parable. So I'm going to go back. Now the color of his skin is described over here. Ruddy. And the root word of it, or I should probably say the quote-unquote Hebrew word of it, is also Adam. H122. We're going to read the meaning of it right now. And it says ruddy. A man, a horse, a heifer, a garment, water, lentils. But we gonna get to that later on and dealing with the lentils. It says Hadam, and again from H119, rosy, red, and ruddy. When we go back and click on H119, let's see what it says. It also says ruddy. Hold on, let me see if I can get this over here. It also says ruddy. Hold on. Also says ruddy over here. You see? So the pattern that I just showed you is based upon Genesis 25 and 25. Esau was being described as being what? Ruddy. First, Samuel 16 and 12, King David is being described as ruddy. Genesis 4 and 1, Adam was also being described as ruddy. Song of Solomon chapter 5 verse 10, Solomon was also described as being ruddy. So the point I'm trying to make is simply this. If the so-called white man was Esau or is Edomite, according to Genesis 25 and 25, then by process of elimination, that would mean that King David, Solomon, and Adam were also white, so-called white, or pale face, or pale skin. And if that's the case, then that would mean that Shem, Ham, Japheth, and all the descendants of Adams, and everybody that you read about in the Torah were all quote-unquote so-called white. So that's a lie and a falsehood that has been perpetrated all throughout these camps for God knows how many years. The so-called white man is not Esau. The so-called white man is not Esau. He's not an Edomite. That's a lie and a falsehood. So I want to go to Genesis 36 and 1 right now. Hold on. All right. Genesis 36. All right, I'm going to start off with Genesis 36 and 1. I'm going to read all the way down to verse 5. And I'm going to show y'all something. Now, these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. Esau took his wives of the daughters of who? Of Canaan. Hadath, the daughter of Elon the Hittite. And Aholibah, the daughter of Hannah, the daughter of Zibeon the Hivite. And Bashima, Ishmael's daughter, sister Nebojah. And Hadad bare Esau's Eliphaz, and Basmeda bare Reuel. And Aholibah bare Jeush and Jalam and Korah, and these are the sons of Esau which were born unto him in the land of Canaan. So you can clearly see over here that Esau took upon themselves wives of the daughters of Canaan. Now you already know that the Canaanites come from the seed line or the bloodline of Ham. Now what color was Ham? Ham was black, a so-called black man, so I will make all the Hamitic nation. They will all be black. Hold on, let me see. All right, I'm gonna come back for part 2.